Traveling wah pedal, huh? Hi, I'm David Taub with NextLevelGuitar.com. How are you? Today I'm going to talk to you about this wah pedal. This is a pedal made by Glab, and it is the Wowee Wah WW1 pedal. Glab is a company from Poland that makes some really cool effects. And I've tried out 3 of them so far. This is the 3rd, and you could watch the other reviews I've done on their products on YouTube here. And I really like their products for a couple reasons. First thing about this wah is it's very sturdy and very solid construction. And like I say, if you're familiar with some of my other reviews on effects, the first thing I look for with an effect is how solid is it built, especially a wah pedal, because you're going to be, cranking on this thing with your weight of your foot, and it has to be really solid. And all their products, they seem to take that in consideration, and they're really solidly built. This stainless steel, really built like a tank, so to speak. That's the first thing I really like about it. And the second thing is the good people at Glab, they seem to put a lot of thought and time into the design and the engineering of their products. And they always seem to have certain features that other pedals don't have. And the features that they have, a lot of them, many of them, are really cool and very well thought out and useful. And it's nice to see them continual. It's like they're made for musicians, by musicians who think about, how can we make this effect a little bit better for the musician using it, or easy, or maybe have some additional features. So that's another good thing. And if you want to check out Glab's products, go to their website right here. I'll put the link up, and you can check out some more of their stuff. Now, this is a fully analog wah, and it's true bypass, which is great. So when the wah is off, it's totally out of your circuit. A lot of wah pedals are not true bypass, so they could be robbing some of your tone even when you have them clicked off. This is true bypass. Now, some wahs you can modify and make them true bypass, other wahs you can't. But having it as true bypass is really nice. The other thing that's really nice about this wah is that there's several switches around the face of the wah, 5 of them, and 4 of these switches are ways that are going to alter the frequency of the wah, which is nice because what that will do is, depending on if you're going to be playing clean or with a little bit of overdrive or with some heavy distortion, you can kind of dial that in to sound the best to your ears. Also, depending on, what guitar you're using and the pickups in it too, all that stuff has an effect, obviously, on overall tone. And it also has a volume, overall effect level, which if you have it on high, it boosts up the effect 3.5 dBs. So that's kind of nice too. You can get a little more out of it. Another cool thing about this wah is it has 2 different ways that you can activate it through this switch. You could either have it on switch or on touch. So one way is a very traditional way, where if you click down on the toe of it, it clicks the wah on, click it again, it clicks the wah off, just like a regular traditional wah. The other way is the touch, and I really like that way because what that does is, as soon as you put your foot on it, it turns the wah on. The wah senses that pressure and it's on, and then as soon as you remove your foot, it's off. And it's instant, and it's fast, and it has indicator lights which tell you, first of all, it lights up just so you could see the wah on a dark stage, and then it'll tell you a light yellow when the wah is activated. So it's nice to have that feature. It's kind of a very traditional way that you can use it if you like that, or it has this automatic way, or it has the classic or the touch way, whatever way you want to refer to it. But it's nice that they built that feature into it just by this switch. So there's 2 different ways of powering up this wah. You could plug an adapter into it, 9-volt DC. It has a little jack on the side, and you could power it up that way. Or on the back, there's a cover. You can use a 9-volt battery. The cool thing about this wah is it has a switch on the top, a battery on-off switch. So most wahs, traditional wahs, work as far as the battery power. As soon as you plug the input jack, the 1/4 inch, into the input side of the wah, it's sucking the battery. And I've done that a million times where, before you go on, you should never plug that in until you're ready to go on your effects that are battery driven, because for the most part, as soon as you go in with the inputs, it's draining the batteries. I don't know how many times I've done that where, you just leave it in during breaks, you forget about it or whatever, and you leave that pedal plugged in, you go to use it, Newman, the battery's dead, that sucks. You know, I hate when that happens. But this, they came up with this cool thing where if you're running off battery power, just switch the switch to off, and you don't even have to worry about the input. So no more accidental battery discharge by leaving that input plugged in. Something else that's interesting about this wah, and you probably heard when I was playing in the intro, and I'll play again in a minute, is it doesn't sound like a traditional wah. It kind of has its own sound. And it's kind of unique, and that's kind of cool. Kind of gives you something different to choose from. You know, you might like it. And it also feels a little different too than a traditional wah, and that could be good or bad depending on how you like it. But what Glab did is what I'm talking about is the tension when you're pressing down on the wah. You know, some people really like to feel that resistance when they're using their wah. What you could do with this wah is there's a little nut and a spring, and you can adjust that with a little wrench, and you can adjust the tension. So that's another nice feature built into this wah. If you like to feel a little bit more tension, or you like your wah a little bit more looser, you know, you can adjust it to your needs. So I think it probably doesn't feel just like a traditional wah because it doesn't have a potentiometer in it. This actually uses a photocell, okay, that's sensing that movement. So it feels a little different, but you can adjust that feel with that by turning that little nut. So again, you have a way to tailor this to your own needs. You could tailor kind of tailor the tone a little bit, tailor how it feels, tailor whether you want to use the battery or you use the 9-volt and the battery switch. Tailor it as far as you can increase the output, the decibel a little bit, 3.5 dBs by this switch. So tailor it as far as do you want it to click on with your foot or just make it touch sensitive. So see what I'm talking about? All the functionality and all the things that you can do with this wah. Let me play a little bit more with the wah. You can hear what it sounds like. I'm using a Gibson Les Paul 96 limited edition and a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe tube amp and just a Boss distortion pedal. Wowee Wah has got, you know, really good functionality that you can tailor to your needs and playing scenario. It has a really unique sound. It has many adjustments to kind of customize it. And it's a lot of fun, and you might want to give it a try, so be sure to check it out. Again, you can go to Glab's website, and I'll post those URLs on the screen and in the text box to the right of the video. And check out some more of our videos here on YouTube. Go to our website at nextlevelguitar.com. Check that out, and stay tuned for more lessons and reviews. And thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Take care.